Hi, I'm Karen Verducci from the Bridgeville Public Library. Today's American Girl video is presented by the Bridgeville Public Library as part of the Allegheny County Library Association 2020 Summer Reading. Today we're going to be making some clay food as part of our American Girls series. I thought it'd be fun to make food because almost all of the girls help prepare meals or bake things at some point in their stories. The one that I think of right away when I think of food, especially with baking, is Grace, who was the Girl of the Year in 2015. She loved to bake, especially after she visited family in Paris and got to help at their bakery. So we are going to be making cookies, pretzels, and ice cream cones today with our clay. I like to use Sculpey clay when we make clay food. It's easy to find. I just got this at Walmart. And it's easy to work with too. It stays soft until you bake it. So you can work with it until you get it just the way you want it, and then you just put it on a cookie sheet and put it in the oven for 15 minutes at 270 degrees. And then after it cools down, it's nice and hard and you can play with it. So the first thing we're going to do is make a chocolate chip cookie. And I do have a piece of tin foil down on my table. It helps to protect the table from the clay. So you can take a piece of tan clay, just about as big as your thumb maybe. You want to roll it into a ball. So just roll it, and then when it's nice and round, use one thumb and just press down on it to make a cookie shape. If you want to make it a little thinner, you can, or a little thicker. And then I'm going to take some brown clay and take just a tiny little piece off and roll that around to make a little circle. And if you want, you can give it a little pinch at the end for a point, and then that'll be a chocolate chip. You can stick it on your cookie. And you can just keep doing that for as many chocolate chips as you'd like and as many cookies as you'd like. I'm gonna do one more chocolate chip for this cookie. You could do other cookies too. If you wanted to just use the tan clay, you could make snickerdoodles, or you could use different colored clay and make sugar cookies just with different colored frosting on them. So there are all sorts of things, different kinds of cookies you can make. This is my little chocolate chip cookie. I just have 3 little chocolate chips. I would definitely need more chips in a real cookie. And the next thing we're gonna make is a pretzel. So you wanna take a slightly bigger piece of clay and you wanna work it so it's soft. And then you can roll that into a ball. And then you want to roll it out so it's kind of like you'd be rolling a snake. Roll it out so it's a rope. And I do have a piece of tin foil down on my table. Whatever surface you're working on, it helps protect it from the clay while it's still soft. And it also, that way, if you would like, you can just set your things on the tin foil and then just put the tin foil right on the cookie sheet when you bake it, instead of having to transfer each little piece of food onto the cookie sheet individually. So you're gonna roll it out. You want it to make sure your pretzel, it's kind of even in width. And you don't want it to be too thin because then it's kind of hard to work with. You're going to wrap it around, sort of like a circle on the bottom with the 2 longer parts sticking up. So it'll look like this. Then you're going to wrap, I'm going to make my circle a little bit smaller. Then you're going to wrap one around to make another loop for your top part of your pretzel, and then the other one around for the other loop of your pretzel. So once you have the base of your pretzel done, then you can take some white or light colored clay. You want tiny little pieces of this, and you're just going to kind of roll it between your fingers, and that'll be little bits of salt that you can put on your pretzel. So just a little pinch, just a tiny little bit, roll it between your fingers, and just put it on your pretzel. And you can do that until you have as much salt as you would like on your pretzel. And the last thing we're gonna make today is an ice cream cone. For an ice cream cone, I have some of my light tan clay and some of my darker brown clay. That wasn't quite the color I wanted for my ice cream cone. You can do any color you want, but I'm gonna try and mix these together to make it just sort of an in-between color. It would be a little bit better for the ice cream cone, I think. You might have to work it for a while to get it to mix up. Just keep squeezing it and kneading it and rolling it. And you can make as many scoops of ice cream as you would like on your ice cream cone. You can do real flavors or just different colors that you'd like. I have this just about the color that I want it. It's a little bit in between the two browns that I had. So you're gonna roll it into a ball. And then you're just gonna kind of tap down one side to make it kind of flat for the top part of the cone. You want to indent it a little bit because that'll help set the first scoop on a little easier. And then just kind of use your fingers, gently roll it between your fingers to kind of make it cone shaped. You don't want to do it all the way, so you don't want to make both sides even, but just kind of keep working it. Tap down the top part so it has a little indent and just kind of work the cone down. And then when you have your ice cream cone the size and shape that you would like, then you can do your scoops of ice cream. I'm going to start with some pink clay for strawberry ice cream for my bottom scoop. So you're just going to work with it so it's kind of soft and then roll it into a ball. And then you're going to set it down on top of your cone. And here too, when you put it on, you're going to want to kind of make the top part a little bit flat to set the next scoop on easy. My next scoop of ice cream is going to be chocolate. And the same thing, just kind of work it till it's nice and soft. And then roll it into a ball. I might need a little more actually. So squeeze a little bit more on. And roll it into a ball again. And then we're gonna put that scoop on top of the first one. I'm gonna add one more scoop to my ice cream cone. So I'm gonna make that one a little bit flat. And then for my last piece, I think I'm gonna do mint chocolate chip for my top scoop. And I had some pretty dark green, so I'm gonna add a little bit of white to it. And the same thing, just kind of work it together till it mixes up. So it's a little bit lighter green for the mint. Between your fingers and roll it and squish it. It's starting to get a little bit lighter. There we go, we'll roll that into a ball and put that on top for my top scoop of ice cream. And then I did say I was making mint chocolate chips. So if you like, you can take tiny little pieces again of the dark brown, sticking to my fingers now, and put some little chocolate chips on top. Or if you wanted to get some red clay, you could put a cherry on top. That's always good too with ice cream. And these are just a few ideas of different types of food that you can make with clay. You can use your imagination to make anything you'd like. You could make burgers or fries. You could make strawberries would be fun to do, or cherries or blueberries, all sorts of things that you could do. And when you're done with the clay, when you have the food looking the way you'd like it, you just bake it in the oven and it's ready to play with your American Girl doll. So I hope you got some fun ideas for different types of food that you can make out of clay, and I hope that you're having a great summer. Thanks!